Hello, dear Soul Cats fans. Here's Tamara. Today, I want to talk about trauma and answer a question I get very often. And this question is, how do I know if my cat is traumatized? So let me share with you a couple of criteria, and then you can check this for yourself and for your cat. So if your cat is constantly aggressive against other cats, against you or other members of the family, or also against other animals in the family, you can be sure there is trauma involved. If your cat shows aggressive behavior like biting and scratching towards you as his or her human guardian, you can be sure there is trauma involved. The cat doesn't just want to scratch and bite you. There is a reason behind. If your cat doesn't want to go into the cat carrier, if this is a no-go, if you have really a hard time to get your cat in the cat carrier if it's necessary, then you can be sure there is trauma involved. If every vet visit is a nightmare and you just want to avoid the whole situation altogether, you can be sure there is trauma involved. If you adopted a cat from an animal rescue situation, then even if the cat seems to be very happy in the first couple of days, you can be sure there is underlying trauma involved that could pop up in a certain situation when the trauma trigger, the trauma button is pushed. So also here, even if you don't feel it right now, be aware, especially if you have cat from a rescue situation, that there is trauma involved for the cat in the past. So what is a trauma exactly? Another question I want to answer for you today. A trauma occurs if the cat is in a situation in which it has so much fear, it is so shocked that it has the fear of death, that it thinks the time stops, and that it literally cannot breathe anymore. So in such a situation, an energetic potential is created that forms an energetic blockage, and this energetic blockage sits then deep at the cellular level and at the DNA level in the cat's body. So that's the trauma button, and that's the trauma trigger. And it's like a button on your computer. The button knows the program behind. So if you push a certain button, a certain program starts. So for a trauma, what is stored in that energetic blockage, in that energetic trauma button, is the program of the reaction the cat showed the last time when that happened. And probably if there is a death of fear, this is about biting, this is about scratching, this is about running away, all kinds of things, or it is simply remaining in a hiding place in a corner, in that hiding place and not coming out. So there are a couple of ways how the cat shows it, but usually it's hiding and hissing, or it's a variety of aggressive behaviors. So the next question then, of course, is what can you do about it? So obviously you cannot talk your cat's trauma away. Talking a trauma away is not even working for you as a human. So it is also not working for your cat. So trauma requires to be cleared energetically at the quantum level. So I myself work with codes and protocols that are able to tackle these deep-sitting trauma buttons and to transmute them completely. So this is something I do for humans, and I do it for cats and also for other animals. So it's just important that you know this. You cannot talk it away, and also especially for animals, you cannot clicker it away. Yeah, even if you implement behavior training, and if you focus on implementing playing routines, these are all wonderful things to do, and they will be more effective after you have cleared the trauma of your cat. Yeah, so also here you can implement great routines and behaviors, but the trauma button is still sitting there. So ideally you let the trauma clear first for your cat, and then you can be a lot more effective with the behavioral training later on. So if you want to learn more about that, have a look at my website, soulcats.com. It's written soul-cats.com. There are a couple of stories and also more explanations on trauma clearing for cats and for the humans. Thank you. See you.